guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make face shields, face masks, and caps for our medical frontliners. So before we get into making them, a very important step is to wear a mask or like a covering over your nose and mouth so that everything's decontaminated, and put your hair back if you have long hair. Okay, so the first thing I'm teaching you how to make are these face shields. They look like this. So all you're going to need are transparent sheets like that are going to be used as the physical shield. The ones we got look like this, and we got them from Amazon, but you can get anything similar. You're also going to need foam. We got a large thing of foam like this, and we just cut little. They're about 1 inch and then 8 inch in length. So they look about like that. You're also going to need some cohesive bandage or a co-band, but if you can't find it somewhere, you can always just make it like this without the co-band with the holes in the side and then provide it to the hospitals because they have co-band, and so they can add that themselves and they can still be able to use the shields. But the one we have comes in a 24 pack, and you can get it on Amazon, which is pretty easy to find. So there's that. But like I said, you don't have to have it. And then we also used this like interesting hole punch that hole punches rectangles, which you'll see in a sec, but you could also just use a regular hole punch if you have that at home. Just hole punch it enough so that the co-band will be able to fit through it. You're also going to need tacky glue or just a strong glue of some kind to be able to adhere the foam to the transparent sheet. So the first thing you're going to do is glue the foam to the transparent sheet. So you're going to take the flat side of the foam and put little dots throughout the foam stick. So after you put the glue on it, you're just going to place the foam stick about center toward the top because this is what's going around the forehead. So the next thing you're going to do after gluing it, you're going to let it dry overnight, and once that's done drying, you're going to use a hole puncher. This is a weird hole puncher. As you can see, it cuts out little like almost rectangular shapes, which is great for the cohesive bandage, but if you don't have this or you don't want to get it, you can always use a regular hole puncher as long as you make the shapes similar. Okay, so you're gonna take the hole puncher, you're gonna try to put it next to where the foam is, but as far away from the edge as you can make it, just so it won't break as easily. And then you're just gonna hole punch it about twice with this one, just so it's long enough to fit the bandage. So the next thing we're going to do is take the co-band. If you have it, like I said earlier, you don't have to do this step if you don't have it. So you measure it out before cutting it. What I usually do is I set it down on the flat part, and then I measure off about this much on either side to make sure that it will be able to easily wrap around when I put it through the holes. Okay, so once you cut it, what you're going to do is place it kind of near there, and then make sure on both sides that they're kind of equal. And then you're going to put it through the hole you made with the hole puncher. You're going to fold it over and then press the top part of it so that it doesn't come off. And then just like that, you have a working face shield. So how this works is you pull it like this, and then you put it over your head, and then you have a working face shield. So the next thing I'm going to be teaching you how to make is a mask. So the way we make them, you don't even have to know how to sew or anything like that. It's a very easy way to make them. So what you're going to need are 6 by 7 little rectangles of polyester fabric because it is moisture resistant and it's also breathable. So you can get like a yard of the white ones for like $6.99 at Joann's. And then you're also going to need yarn. You're going to have to cut it into like about 43-inch strings to be able to wrap around everything. And then you're also going to need to punch holes through the sides that the strings can go through. And one of the easiest ways we found out we can do it is by using one of these big hole punchers. You could probably also use a smaller one, it's just easier. And then you're also going to need a hot glue gun and some pipe cleaners, which I've cut in half. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a little cut in half pipe cleaner and your 6x7 piece of fabric, and you're going to fold over one of the sides like this. And then you're going to take your glue gun and go right underneath where the pipe cleaner is, and then a little up the side of half of it. And then I fold it over, press it down to make sure that the fabric and the glue are sealed together. Then I do the other side as well, same as I did the other one. So the next step is to punch holes in all of the sides of the fabric. So what you're going to do is start with the thick ends at the top and punch holes through those first at both corners. And the next thing you're going to do is fold it so that it's easier to do all sides, and then cut off of the corners. Next, you are going to punch holes about 1 inch apart from each other on all sides of the piece of fabric so that the string can be strung through them and it can pull. The next thing you're going to do is take your yarn, which is about 43 inches in length, and you're going to thread it through a yarn needle. You don't necessarily need to, you can always do this by hand, it's just easier. And then what you're going to do is the end where the pipe cleaner is, you're going to take it through, leave about 6 inches out. So now what you're going to do after you have left the 6 inches out, is you're going to come from the outside and go underneath. So it's kind of like spirals around. And then you're gonna pull it through, and it should look something like that. And then you're going to go underneath again. And you're going to keep doing this until you reach the second to last hole. And what you're going to do for this one is you're going to come up underneath again, but instead of pulling all the way through, you're going to leave about 3 fingers of space, because this goes around the ears. And then you're going to keep going until you reach the other side and repeat the same process. So if one side ends up longer than the other, you can just adjust it by pulling it through so that they're about equal, and just threading it through everything again. So once you're done, the mask should look something like this, with the yarn threaded through and the holes and the folded top part. So how to put it on: those spaces you made at the bottom for the ears, you put those on. To adjust it to your face, first you're going to tighten the bottom. And then after you tighten the bottom, put it around the ears, next thing you're going to do is tighten the top and then tie the strings around the back of your head. And then now you have your mask.